a lot of discussions about things that are going to happen also lovely. One of them is about interesting medrash, which seems to say that Chazer might be kosher, lots of lovely. It's a few different gersais. We'll go through the discussion. We'll see what's going on. Where's the pasuk about the Isser of Chazer? The pasuk is in Shmini, Parsha Shmini, Perek Yud Aleph. It's like in the first Maramakim. After the Torah brings you, it says that you can only eat the animals which have split hooves and chew their cud. It tells you four exceptions, four animals you can't. First one is these ones you should not eat, even though they might have split hooves or chew their cud, either or. Es hagomol, the camel you should not eat. It doesn't have split hooves. Ves hashafa, and the shafa you shouldn't eat because also it has split hooves. Ves harneves, you should not eat. Ves hachazer. Last one you bring is the chazer. Ki mafris parsa hoof sheisas shesa parsa. The chazer has split hooves. But who gate of yigur tami hulachem. It doesn't chew its cud, therefore it should be tummy to you. You should not eat it. So there's a medrash Tanchuma, which discusses what's special about these four animals that you can't eat, and it says that these four animals it compares these four animals to the four nations of the Goyim who put us into Galus. It goes through and explains why each one is compared. Each nation is compared to one of the tummy animals. The last one it brings is Edim. It says Edim is compared to the Chazer. Why is Edim compared to the Chazer? So this is the medrash that everyone's talking about. The reason why. So Rabbeinu Bechai brings down the medrash. He brings down two different nischos of the medrash. In the second Maramakim, he writes, "So medrash Tanchuma, Olama nimshlo malchus ula Chazer." Why is the malchus Edim compared to a Chazer? Because the Eber is going to be machzir on them, going to bring back on them the midas hadin. He's going to punish them for the things they did wrong to the Yidden. Since the Eber is going to turn over the midas hadin, that's why they're compared to a chazer. Because Hashem is going to turn it over. So that's one girsa of the medrash. Another girsa he brings, v'yish neschai shekasuv she'asid hakadosh she'asid lahachzir hatar liyishna. That the Eibush is going to return the crown to the way it was before, that the Yidden are going to rule, the Yidden are going to be kings, not Edim. So that's the second Nusach. So, okay, nothing too exciting so far. And the Yeshnus Chaysha Kaslev brings another Nusach, that Asid HaKadosh Baruch Hu L'Hachzirei Lanu. The Eibush is going to return it to us. Why is it compared to a Chazer? Because the Eibush is going to return it to us. What does that mean? The Eibush is going to give it back to us. He says, the simple people understand that it's going to become tahor to Yisrael. The Chazer is going to become kosher. The Eibusher is going to give it back to us. We're going to be allowed to eat it. He says that can't be. You can't say that's pshat. How could Torah mitzvahs change? Treif is treif. Al bira inyan. What does it really mean? Al hakoyach shaleishu meitzar Yisrael. It's talking about the koyach of Tumah, which is giving tsar to the Yidden and making us problems, and the koyach of the Goyim, the Eber Asid Yashiv Im Shar Kol HaKoychis La'azer V'lis Mech Yisrael. The Eber to Aslava is going to come back, and all this koyach of Tumah, which is making us problems, is going to help us, it's going to support us, it's going to do good things. Ki Yaga Hashalim Ba'ivam. So he brings a nusach. This is a nusach that so a lot of people understood that Asa Kadosh Baruch Hu L'Hachzirei Lanu, the Eibush is going to give it back to us, that it's going to become kosher. He says, no, you can't say that's pshat. Torah mitzvahs can't change. The Torah mitzvahs are nitzchis. So it must be, it has a different pshat. That's good. It's talking beruchnius. It doesn't mean the gashmis is going to become kosher. This is how Rabbeinu Bechai wants to teach. And there's a letter from the Rashba who also says he can't mean kipshutai. The Rashba. There's a sefer Minchas Knois. It's a whole correspondence back and forth with the Rashba and other Chachamim, talking about different things in Emunah. And one of the things he addresses over there is this medrash. He said, but he has a different type. What does it mean that Hashem is going to give back to us the Chazer? He says, what it means is that Eibush is going to give us back the reason why we can't eat the Chazer. Why can't we eat a Chazer? We don't know. We don't know the reason why. Eibush is going to give it back to us, and then it means Eibush is going to give us back, meaning the reason why we can't eat it. We're going to understand why we can't eat Chazer. Let's read the Lashon, the third Maramakim. Right? What it really means to say is, If it's counted in the Gemara, it's one of the things that we don't know the reasons, and that the Goyim harass and the Satan harass us about it. What's the big deal? Why can't you eat a Chazer? We don't know what to answer them. The Eibusher said we don't have a good answer. Va'amru. Saying a lot of Torah mitzvahs, we know the reasons for it. A lot of Torah.
I'm saying not just the Chazer. We don't know about the Gomol and the Neves, whatever's trade.
Saying why are we picking on the Chazer? Why are we picking on the Chazer? I don't know.
I think maybe I know. Because the other animals, other traits animals have within their nature.
Yeah. So that you could understand why.
Well, yeah. But the Chazer seems to be very.
It's a peaceful animal, and that's why you get harassed about it. I hear. Okay. Nice explanation. Because they saw killing an animal.
A turkey.
Killing a bird. Killing an animal.
He said it's impossible to be kosher.
Let's see.
The trade thing
Let's.
because they have within them the nature of herding. But that's the person, and that person, they're aggressive. So we understand why it's trade, because they're aggressive.
Let's finish the lashon. Let's finish the lashon of the Rashba. So the Rashba goes on. He writes. Va'amrei ki la'asid lovei HaKadosh Baruch Hu megala hen tami surin. La'asid lovei, the Eibush is going to be megala tam the isra im shar tami hatayir with other reasons for mitzvahs. V'zeisiach hazara ksuva b'medrash. And this is what the Eibush is going to, what is talking about. The Eibush is going to give it back to us. And he explains more. But we're going to know why. The Eibush is going to give us back the reason. He explains more. He goes on more. Because this, which was the reasons which were known during the times of Yeshua and the Zakenim, was forgotten by their kids. Moshiach is going to give it to us. We used to know all these things in the times of Yeshua, but we forgot it, and it's going to be kilu. He gave it back to us. Kilu hechziru lanu chalila, but not kipshutai. The Eibusher won't be, the Torah won't be forgotten. It won't be renewed. The Drasha Megillah and the Navi can't be mechadish things in Torah. Chalila and Akilu hechziru lanu, but not kipshutei chalila. So this is the Rashba's taich. It's another taich from the Radbaz, with David ben Zimra. He also says it's not kipshutei. Everyone's very bothered. How could he say that Chaz is going to become kosher? So he has another taich. He says in the tshuva over there, someone was asking him about a different medrash which talks about Lasalavay, all the Yom Tovim are going to become batal except for Purim and maybe Yom Kippur. So how can he say it's going to become batal? So he explains over there, it doesn't mean kipshutei is going to be batal. It means that nowadays we're busy working all week long, we're running, we're doing this, we're doing that. Yom Tov comes, we relax, we have a big suda, you notice it, it's very noticeable, it stands out. Lasalavay though, the whole it's going to be Shekuli Shabbos. You're always going to be resting. When Yom Tov comes, you're not going to feel it. You're not going to realize it because you're resting every day. You're going to be resting and learning Torah. Yom Tov isn't going to be such a change. Yom Tov is not going to be such a change. We're going to be doing it every day, but it doesn't mean kipshutei. So along those lines, that things are going to be so good, Lasi Lavi. He explains what does it mean that the Eibush is going to give it back to us. That we're going to have so much food, so much geschmacka things, that it's going to be as good as if the Eibusher gave us the Chazer to eat. So along those lines, he teaches what does it mean that the Eibusher is going to give the Chazer back to us. It's going to be as if he made the Chazer kosher. Things are going to be so good, we're going to have so much food to eat, all the mashman, all the zachin. It's as good as if he gave us the Chazer. Look in the fourth Maramakim. Let's read his lashon. The fourth Maramakim, he writes. You could for like I wrote earlier. We're going to eat so much geschmacka things as if Chazer is mutter for us. But not that it's mamish going to become mutter. So that's the advances taich. So how do we taich kipshutei? So there are a lot of the person who Taish Kipshutai. The Rebbe has a letter. He brings in a letter in a ha'ara. The Rebbe brings down a lot of people they have their girsa of the Medrash says clearly that the Eibusher is going to become Tahor. The Chazer is going to become Tahor. And so a lot of people learn like that Kipshutai. You have the big shine. How could Torah mitzvahs change? How could Chazer become Tahor? You can't change it. So the Orach Chaim has a geschmack of it. He's like from the pasuk that the pasuk is. Well, let's read inside the fifth Maramakim. He says, "Who gate al yagur?" Pirush tonight. What's who gate al yagur? The Eibush tells you why you can't eat it because it doesn't chew his cud. See, B'taiches Pirush tonight hu adavar. The Eibush told you a tonight that calls man shula yigar. As long as he's not chewing his cud, that's when he can't eat it. Avalassilava yala geta, but lasilava the chazer will start chewing its cud. The yasser lias mutter, and then it will become mutter. It's not pshat that the chazer is still not going to chew his cud and you're going to be allowed to eat anyways. No. He says, the Torah says, "V'hu gerel yagur." Why can't you eat it? Because it doesn't chew his cud. He's going to start chewing his cud, and everything fits. Everything should be fine. There shouldn't be any problem eating the chazer. That's how the Orach Chaim wants to teach. Why is it not a shinui in Torah? Because it's a shinui in the Messiah. It's the chazer change. It's not the same chazer that the Torah was talking about. Not that he's going to remain not chewing its cud, v'yatir, and still it's going to be mutter. Ki Torah leitishanet. The Torah won't change. The chazer will change, but not the Torah. The question is, how could he say chazer is kosher? That means Torah is changing. So he says no. The Torah says why can't you eat the chazer? Because it does not chew its cud. I was like, only as long as it's not chewing its cud, that's when the Torah said you can't eat it. If so, when Moshiach comes, the chazer will start chewing its cud, and it fits with Torah. It fits with the Chumash. So that's how the Orach Chaim teaches. That's what he brings down. But now the question is, so it's a very nice pshat, but there's a lot of things that are not so pashut about it. He says, why is it going to become kosher? Because it starts chewing its cud. But it gets back to the chakira, which the Rebbe brings down a few times, and could be close that the simanim of chewing its cud and having split hooves, is that what actually makes it kosher, or is that just how do we know which animals are kosher? The Eibusher said, I'll give you a sign. They happen to have split hooves and chew their cud. Meaning, is that actually what makes it kosher? The Eibusher gave you a list. The Eibusher gave you some simanim. The Eibusher made a mark on them. These ones are kosher, and these ones are not. So if you understand that the simanim actually make it kosher, that's what decides if it's kosher or not. So then everything seems to fit. If the chazer starts chewing its cud, so that makes it kosher. But if you understand that, if you understand that simanim aren't what actually make it kosher, it's just a way of knowing. So we already know chazer is not kosher. So just because it starts chewing its cud, that isn't going to make it kosher. We already know it's not kosher. So this chakira the Rebbe brings down the makars from the Tzafnes Paneach. He brings down. He wants to teach in the Rambam. He wants to say some machlekes the Rambam and the Ravid. What are the simanim? In the 6th Maramakim, he writes, Tzafnes Paneach writes, Ach be'emes kach, this is pshat, the Svirlei l'Rabbeinu, the Rambam holds, the Yeshnaf gemino l'bein simani behema, the simani eif. There's a difference between the simanim of an animal and a bird. The gabi behema hasimanim hu hatara shelo, machnas gezeres hakosav. The simanim are what makes it kosher. Avol simani eif, v'isa simanim, the Eibusher gave us for the birds, the simani chaya, l'gabi chelva, zerak have a siman, ezehu atar, ve'ezehu atome. That's just a way of knowing. It's not actually makes it tar. He brings a. That's the difference. He has a whole arichas over there. I don't know what's chachis, but he brings and he says that Ravid argues. The Ravid argues. The Ravid disagrees. So l'chayra you have to. So l'chayra is telling on this machlekes. L'chayra maybe the Orach Chaim is going with the mahalach that the simanim is what actually makes it kosher. What? So the Orach Chaim l'chayra is a raya to the tzad that's what makes it kosher. So let's say that's pshat. Let's say pshat is that the simanim make it kosher. That's what makes it kosher, and therefore everything fits with the Orach Chaim. So, but there's still another question that we have to get past. There's a din in a Mishnah that hayetze min hatame tame, hayetze min hataher taher. Let's say if a donkey gives, what happens if a donkey gives birth to something that looks like a cow, or the other way around? A cow gives birth to something that looks like a donkey. Exactly the same. So what's the din? Is it kosher or not? So the Mishnah says, what do? You go after the mother. Whatever the mother has, that's what you do over here. Let's see the Mishnah in the 7th Maramakim. In Bechiris Tachil and Beis, Mishnah says, "Mahim ba'achilo." Animals gave birth to a different type of animal. Are you allowed to eat it? So the Mishnah says, "Behema tahira." If a tahir animal sheyelda kamin behema tameya, which looks exactly like a behema tameya, looks like a donkey or a horse, it doesn't have split hooves or anything. Mutar ba'achila. You're allowed to eat it since you have a kosher and mama. You're allowed to eat it. It goes after the mama. Tameya sheyelda kamin behema tahira. And if a tamei animal gave birth to something which looks tahir, it has split hooves and it chooses cud, it's asur ba'achila. You're not allowed to eat it. Why? Shahayetzi min atami tami v'hayetzi min atahir tahir. Something which comes from a tamei animal's tummy, something comes from a tahir animal's tahir. So l'chayda, back to what's going on. So we said l'asadavi, the Chazer it's going to start chewing its cud. Okay, so let's say, but you're back to the question that l'chayda, if it was born from a mother that was not kosher, which did not chew its cud, so l'chayda, you're not allowed to eat it. The Chazer Moshiach comes, it starts chewing its cud. So it has a samanim, but it's a yetzim min tami tami. How are you allowed to eat it? So this is a shaila. So the Pardes Yosef has a sefer he has a drashas on the Chumash. He gives two biurim. He says first of all you have I forgot his name. First time I heard about him. I don't know. So he says, first of all, have a hakira. When we say hayetzi min tame tame, doesn't mean that even though it looks like a horse and it does everything like a horse, and you're saying it actually al pi halacha it is considered a horse. Yeah, and let's say even though it looks like a cow, even though it does everything like a cow, al pi halacha is considered a horse. Or do you say really betzim is taka a cow, since it looks like a cow, it's a cow, but just since the mother wasn't kosher, so you're not allowed to eat it. So what's the difference? The difference is what happens with the anical, the second one which is born. Let's say the Chazer starts chewing its cud. So this Chazer you can't eat still because its mother wasn't tahir. But what about the second? What about the anical? The Chazer has kids. So the second Chazer, do you say that that's also Yitz Min HaTami, or do you say really the mother was tahir? Really the mother was tahir since it chews its cud, but just its mother wasn't tahir. So this is all you want to find for you. So it could be that anical the Chazer you would be able to eat. So look in the 8th Maramakim writes, "V'ish leimar the Chazer hashlishi sheyulad me'esi sheishtane b'simaneh hu sheyachzer lahateireh." That the third Chazer which is born, that's when you're going to allow to eat, because this mother was tahir and it's tahir. They both chew their cuds, so there's no problem. That's one answer he gives. Another answer he gives, V'ish leimar, the begomo kosav a parsein in a mafis. The Gomel says it doesn't have split hooves. The Chazer kosav v'hu geiro le'yoger. That v'hu geiro le'yoger. V'ish leim, what does that mean? V'shem tiva v'hu miyutahu. It's coming to be memait. It's coming to exclude something. The Chazer tami kol zman v'hu geiro le'yoger. That's when it's not kosher. Right? Like similar to the Orach Chaim. The Orach Chaim says it's different. The Torah says that it's a Tanai. Even though usually we say something which comes from a tamei animal you can't eat, but over here the Torah Beferish told you that the only reason you can't eat is because it doesn't chew its cud. The Eibusher told you a exception to the rule by a Chazer, that once it starts chewing its cud, you're allowed to eat it.
So Chosher's mother didn't.
Even though it's a Yetzim and a Tamei, since the pasuk says "Who get all the yogur," you're allowed to eat it. One more thing. One in a minute. There's a letter from the Rebbe. Someone asked the Rebbe. Chazer says also love ruach hatuma yavim in the others. Eibusher is going to take away the ruach hatuma. So Chazer, how we're going to have tummy animals? How are we going to have all the tummy animals if the ruach hatuma is going to be gone? So the Rebbe friend first is not a problem because the chayis means the chayis of the taked also those animals are not going to become tahir. They're not going to be tummy. They're going to be tahir animals. All treif animals are going to become tahir because the ruach hatuma is going to be gone. So even other animals, treif animals, we're going to be able to eat. How come the Medrash says only a Chazer is going to be kosher? If all animals are going to be kosher, why dafke Chazer? Serba says, let's read the sign. Maybe she's going to give it back to us. Muchach, this shows the Gamel Shafar Neves Yishar B'Yisuron. Those things like the other ones are still going to be Aser. It's not a problem what I said before that the Ruach HaTumah is going to be gone and all tummy animals are going to become tahor. Kimavur, the Shnei Zman Vasilove, Kishiyah Dain Aser V'Tummy. There's going to be two kufas. One kufa where there's still going to be tummy and tahor, and then there's going to be and in that kufa, Va'az Rak Chazi Yitahor. During the first kufa, then dafka, only the chaz is going to become tar. Everything else is not going to be. Then afterwards, but later, in the second kufa, when the Eibusher takes away the whole ruach hatumah, then all not kosher animals are going to be tar.